So hello everyone, we came back and now we have our first presenter, Liudas. Hello. So Liudas Ališauskas is director of the National Cybersecurity Center with a history of working in public and private sectors and graduate of the General Jonas Žemaitis Military Academy. His presentation topic today is an overview of national and international cyber threats landscape from National Cybersecurity Center perspective. The importance of cybersecurity remains relevant and evolves every year. Looking forward to sharing an overview of national and international cyber threats landscape from the perspective of the National Cybersecurity Center, emphasizing root causes and enablers of known successful cyber attacks and crimes, and introducing initiatives that develop national cyber resilience. So Liudas, screen is yours, please.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm really happy and excited having me here on the board. Good morning, all audience. Once again, it's quite strange to speak to the audience in a remote way. I still can't used to this. However, my name is Liudas Ališauskas. I'm director of National Cybersecurity Center under Ministry of National Defense. Today, I'll cover an overview. We'll present you an overview with a landscape. Spoiler alert that I will not be able to reveal all the details. It will be posted a little bit later on March or April this year. Why it's important, we companies that cooperate building this annual report already provided with details from their responsibility domains. Now we have to calibrate the findings and the useful information and insight for our country to pay attention at and start working on. So one moment. Agenda, 4 stages. I'll quickly introduce who we are. Maybe you already, someone of you already know about National Cybersecurity Center. It would be nice to introduce our company to participants who are not aware of us. Some observation, some root causes, and the next steps. I'll introduce next steps. National Cybersecurity Center is moving forward. So about National Cybersecurity Center, well, we are quite young, yet I would say strong organization. We've been established in 2018. Actually, this organization have been built out of 4 companies who used to work in cybersecurity areas. So the core and most effective elements have been grabbed, taken, and put into one place, and that's how National Cybersecurity Center was born. The center is located in 2 sites. We are located.
I'm sorry, a little bit. Please share your slides. We can't see anything
really?
yet.
Okay.
It is very interesting, but we would like to see something also. Thank you.
Good. Okay. More. Let me find where to share it. Okay. Here we are. Tell me if you see it.
Yes, now we can see your slides perfectly. Thank you very much.
Okay, so fast review one moment. Okay, I would like to put it down. Who we are, observation, root causes, and next steps. So about National Cybersecurity Center, as I said, the young company, strong company, located in 2 sites in Vilnius and Kaunas. We have core tasks or goals, so to run or lead unified cybersecurity incidents management. So here in Lithuania, we are going to the one window principle. So all companies and private people can reach us with information about some suspicious activities or even already successful attack via one window. What is going on later in the back end? For example, if the event or actually incident has some criminal backend, so we forward this incident to our partners, police, and so on and so forth. So another very important task that is given to our organization is to support cyber defense for critical information infrastructure for companies who are really critical to Lithuania, like energy, like water supply, like finance sector. So, and one more thing, we monitor and control the implementation of cybersecurity requirements. So here in Lithuania, we have defined not sophisticated, I would say, basics of operational and technological requirements that we expect all companies, especially companies from public sector, should implement running their information infrastructures just to mitigate cyber risks even before the events and incidents. And National Cybersecurity Center, we cooperate here in Lithuania closely with the police department. As I already said, if we have some events or incidents related to the crime, our partners would take care. State Data Protection Inspectorate, if we have incidents related to lost private data, misuse, and so on and so forth. State Security Department and Second Investigation Department and the Ministry of National Defense, we collaborate closely to exchanging useful intel information, helping to make our country more resilient against advanced cyber attack. Of course, we cooperate with the universities. I would say not enough as of today. We really look forward for closer, deeper cooperation and common projects and private companies as well. Now let's look at international cooperation. At this moment, we cooperate with many companies, not all are listed in this slide. But here in National Cybersecurity Center, we have Regional Cyber Defense Center with one interesting unit. It's called CTAC, or Cyber Threat Analysis Cell. And this unit consists, this is international unit. It consists of international members, United States, Ukraine, Georgia, Poland. A few countries are eager to join this unit. They focus on threat analysis, what's going on in the world, what kind of evolving new, yet unseen threats rise, so we can take a few steps even before bad things start happen. As well, this year we have Japan on the board just to warm up. In the future, we agree that Japan as well should have chairs in this unit. So these countries, they provide the professionals in cyber threat analysis functions on a rotation basis. More details about the National Cybersecurity Center. So we talked about partners, about the goals. So National Cybersecurity Center, we have near 2,000 cybersecurity subjects or our clients, and we speak here about the companies. The majority of them are from public sector. So companies who run critical databases here in Lithuania, companies who run critical infrastructure, like I already have mentioned, electricity grids, water supply, health services. and so on and so forth. So our service is a little bit broken down. So management of incidents, response to incidents in public closed network, monitoring, accreditation, and of classified information and communication systems. Here in Lithuania, we are the top authority to take care about all classified systems, evaluating their preparation, documentation, and readiness to go into production, and of course periodical audits to check whether those really sensitive systems operating classified information are still secure. So yet we have some development capabilities, not some, but quite strong. So maybe you have already seen a few researchers conducted in 2018, like we have been probably the first company who conducted hardware researches, providing with very detailed reports on how mobile phones produced in China are secure, what kind of vulnerabilities they have, what suspicious not wanted services are inside. So these research has been conducted in Kaunas together with the Kaunas Technology University. Sorry for naming them, but it's a cooperation and friendship. So next, about the landscape. Sorry for not being able to reveal all information. It will be just a disclaimer or invitation to wait for overall national security report that would appear or published publicly in April or March in this year. So as I have said, many partners contribute to this report after we agree that what kind of detail shall be disclosed or is useful to disclose, you will be introduced. These all reports at the end of the day become public. Yet we usually receive a lot of questions about how did war in the Ukraine influenced the landscape, what's going on, has anything changed? So the answer is, well, we didn't notice any critical changes. I would say business as usual, yet as of the beginning of the war, we had some spike near that date. And in the summer, we had a peak. We think that those militia sites and incidents could be related to the followed activities of groups related to Russia. And of course, we could hear about the DDoS attacks that were launched this summer. They have been directed to critical infrastructure. So we had a pike organized by Killnet Group. So during all this 2 quarters, we have not noticed or detected near 130 DDoS attacks or attempts. This is could sound as a bad number, but the good message is that generally we or our country, our critical infrastructure didn't catch the disruptive effect. Root causes and enablers. So what causes for successful attacks? We would split into 3 blocks. Very often we forget ICT or IT management function in all organizations, and here or lack of correct processes, investment probably cause the effect of cyber attack, various cyber attacks. So starting from secure architecture, whether networks that are owned by companies are segregated correctly, has backup links, and so on and so forth. Change management is still a very, very weak process among many organizations. It correlates directly to vulnerability management, like let's say companies' security team detects themselves various vulnerabilities, or we as National Cybersecurity Center detect vulnerabilities. It's only the beginning of the story. Later on, what matters how company is able to patch those vulnerabilities or implement some compensating measures, just for vulnerability not to be harmful for IT systems. As well, identity and access management, this is once again a quite weak process. Usually companies has this process quite weak, undocumented, unaudited, and so on and so forth. Security management. I have mentioned earlier that we have 2,000 clients, so the spectrum is quite wide. It's not tragic, but in that pool of clients, we have really strong players with a great IT management and great security management, like flagmen in all our country. On the other hand, we still have companies who are quite poor in this area. It depends on the personnel, on funding. So coming back to security management, not all companies are able to detect all cyber attacks, are not able to respond. Good moment to announce important thing. We as National Cybersecurity Center, we have limited, due to priorities, possibility to support companies in case if they have been critically attacked. Impact is huge. We can come to you and try to help you. Yet this is not the main course. Usually, we consult companies to be able themselves to detect and respond to all cybersecurity events. And competences, probably here in Lithuania, we are not the only company. All world deals with faces this problem. So competences are weak spot, and the forecast is that in upcoming years, competences will still remain the gap in cybersecurity. Awareness building, here we speak about any employee from HR, accounting, acquisition. So the people who are usually targeted by bad actors, so this is the weakest point, and bad actors usually, their value compass is incorrect, but their abilities, these abilities can be ignored or under-evaluated. So we got phished, we become victims of fraud attack, and actually here steps in social engineering. So no matter how organization train their employees, no matter how country intensively communicate about threats and recommendation, this area still stays and remains the weakest point. So we get phished, we become victims of fraud attack, and Association of Banks has announced that last year our finance sector got or people lost about 12 million euros due to these weaknesses. And what we can do as a National Cybersecurity Center, how we see our movement, our journey towards resilient digital environment of Lithuania, resilient people of Lithuania, just not to be caught so easy. So this is our 3-4 years initiatives into the future. We are eager and already working on boosting national cybersecurity competences, as mentioned before. We are thinking in designing a kind of competency matrix. We think that we see there are various competencies like phishing, information how to detect phishing, informational courses, maybe how to respond if you became suspicious whether email, SMS, short message, WhatsApp message looks suspicious for you, what you can and what you should do. And at the end of this competence matrix, we speak about really skillful cybersecurity specialists able to conduct forensics functions. Okay, the time is good. I'm almost finished. Improving national incident management process. We have this. It still needs improvement to get faster, to enable all incident management process stakeholders to work effectively and in a fast manner, to work in one place. We are on the way to redefine and implement effective cyber defense architecture like sectorial SOC certs, boosting hardware and software, deep analysis about forensics. I have already mentioned the researches that we have made. We believe in this area. This area already gave us really great results that supported even political decisions. And we believe in public-private partnership, so we'll go that way. As of today, we have quite not the bad situation, so there is a lot of place for public and private businesses from security sector to put hands on and to make Lithuania as a country as much resilient as we all can. So thank you. Sorry for some technical issues. So here in the left bottom corner, you can find just links where you can find it. So we have website, we have LinkedIn page. So welcome, join us to be updated with the latest information. Thank you. Q&A, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the presentation. It was quite interesting from your perspective to hear these ideas. And we have a couple of questions. So first one, what advice would you give to business or individuals to better protect themselves from cyber threats? It's quite wide answer, but still maybe you can.
Actually, I will narrow down the question a little bit, what we see. And as you said, I have quite wide experience in public, military, energy, finance sector, public and private companies. Usually, the company is struggling with, first of all, lack of education of decision makers like boards and so on and so forth. Usually, these people, cyber topic is quite heavy. Decision makers, they have every day a lot of heavy questions on their table, and to make decisions with a quite high degree of uncertainty. So when you come with cybersecurity topics, they don't like it. They already understand that this is important. So I faced that situation quite often. So here, education, like for companies to take high level 101, not for everyone, but for decision makers to understand the risks, how the business can be shut down by cyber attacks, loss of reputation, how much it will cost for you to rebuild your reputation, and so on and so forth. So educate decision makers, one part. Second part, usually companies, they believe that outsourcing security services, and that's the way That's correct way to build. It depends on the organization, on the business type, criticality. So companies has two ways whether to build their cyber security, cyber defense capacity themselves, or to outsource this function. And that's okay. Usually the second way is faster. There are a lot of professionals in the market providing high quality services. That's great, but we should have at least one professional like a CISO or any security expert who could become a contract owner. Once again, this cybersecurity is quite a heavy topic, going into contract, and at the end of the day, simply believing that company providing services to you provides at the highest quality, it's quite brave. We have to have at least one professional who will be able to manage contract, all SLA, cooperation with those companies, with our teams. For example, a company providing SOC service for you, they can detect incidents, they can detect vulnerabilities, identify. But then what happens, they move this information, push this information to company. Company has to be able to grab information and do something with it. So wrapping up, educate decision makers, educate employees, of course, and have professionals, at least from management, who will be able to own and run contracts at the degree the company needs.
Thank you for the answer. And one more question. So who is the National Cybersecurity Center reporting to about the cybersecurity situation in Lithuania, and maybe how often it should be done? Okay, good question. So anyone who asks, if we speak about everyday operations, we've been asked for various information to Ministry of Defense, to organizations that are hit, for example. And the final report, this is one report, annual security report that we, this is the product that we produce and publish to all the thing. In operation level, we really friendly disclose as much information as we can to related organizations or interested organizations. At the end of the day, we produce annual security report together with the companies mentioned before, police, state security department. I see. Thank you very much for answers, and thank you for interesting presentation. And quite soon we will have next presenter, 9:45. We are waiting for Viktor Denisenko, so we will meet him soon.